So there are a lot of string methods that we have not covered yet. Here are some that you will find very useful, especially um, in this module. Now, the String.split method is really, really useful. I use it all the time in my work. And what it does is it takes a string and it splits it up into a list. And what it uses to split a string into a list can be defined by you as an optional parameter for separator. If you leave that off, then the separator by default is the space. Okay, so if I want to use string.split on a sentence like this, welcome to the jungle here, it will use the spaces as the separator. And what it will return is a list containing the individual words in that string. So if I say have a string where it says I learn at Bakersfield College, like this, and I say print strtext dot split. Okay, I don't have to give it any arguments because they're all optional. And I run that. What it returns is an array containing the individual strings. Notice that the spaces have gone away. So whatever the separator is disappears when I split it. So it's taking that sentence and turning it into individual words, which is really, really useful because then I can do things with those individual words. And so that is one of the ways we use split. Now, if I want to, I can, there are two parameters here. One is separator and the other is max split. And I can do things like limit it to splitting only the first space. So then it gives me an array with I, and then the rest of the sentence, I learn at Bakersfield College. So if I do max split equals 2, then it gives me the first two terms broken off. Now if I go max split equals 0, then it won't split any of them, but it still returns a list, right? It still returns a list containing one string. So you have to treat it like a list even though there's only one string in it. But I can also do things like give it a different string for splitting. So now it splits using at, and it leaves the spaces. But this allows you to really easily take characters and use them as a basis for dividing strings up into different pieces, which is really, really useful. So that is string.split.